All right, how do I normally do this? There's two of us now, so we're going to split the responsibilities. You ready?
All right.
Hey, guys.
That's it?
You're supposed to say it's Q&A Tuesday. Ready?
Hey,
Let's
guys.
do it again. No, I say hey, guys.
All right.
Hey, guys.
It's Q&A Tuesday.
It's Q&A Tuesday. Anyway, we're coming at you live with Adrian as my wingman to help me out here because I felt that it's always nice to have a dual opinion on things, and our opinions are usually pretty split, so should make it for fun shows. Last time I did a live Q&A, it took quite a while. I'm going to try to answer questions a bit quicker so I can get to a lot more of your questions. Apologize in advance. I don't think we'll be able to answer all of your questions, but I'm going to jump right into a question from...
Shout out to Steven from Taiwan. He actually texted me saying he's going to wait for us all the way in Taiwan, so shout out to you.
It is, what time is it? It is
probably 12 hours ahead.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning in Taiwan, so if you're watching, big shout out to you. Don't fall asleep. We'll try not to
Here's
make
a cup
it
of
boring.
coffee for you.
Right, and this is no whiskey today. I'm drinking tea. He's
Coffee
drinking
and questions.
Yeah, coffee and questions.
Versus
All right.
watches and whiskey. Go ahead.
Stuart Logan, typical dress watch manufacturers, Glashütte Original comes to mind, are entering sports watches, the CQ, to get into the market. Are their movements going to hold up as well as Rolex, Omega, and Tudor? My only question to that, time will show. I will say one thing, that when it comes to Rolex, to me, I can't think of a more durable brand. I've worn Rolexes for years, beaten them up. I have plenty of vintage Rolexes that I still wear, and they keep on ticking. I've met you guys before, my single red Sea Dweller, it's 45 years old. It's as old as me. I don't think I've had that watch for over 10 years, haven't serviced it. It still keeps good time, and I go swimming with it and do whatever I want with it.
Best made watch on the market, period.
So, will Glashütte is a company I can vouch for. Will they make great movements that was going to be as rugged as Rolex or that of Omega? Most likely yes, but time will only show. All right, let's see. Next is Aaron K. Does LB offer watch servicing to watch owners that didn't buy a timepiece directly from LB? I have a vintage Rolex that is in need of servicing and couldn't find anything on your site. We do not normally offer watch services to clients in general, although all of our existing clients know that we do service watches, and the ones that they purchase from us, they're welcome to send them in at any given time. And we have made exceptions to the rule for those that do want to service as soon as they reach out to sales. In the very least, we can point you in the right direction to do so. Let's see. Roman. This is Peter Kolosniak. Says, Roman, what can you say about the IWC Portofino Perpetual calendar? For example, the 3541. Nice price, under $9,000 for these vintage, isn't it? Oh, we talked about IWC all the time.
Yep.
It's bang for your dollar. IWC, Jaeger-LeCoultre, all those guys that make their own movements. If you look at their complicated lines, they're perpetual calendars. Yours being the IWC Portuguese Perpetual White Gold Blue Dial, I think is your favorite.
One of my favorite, absolutely.
And I do like the same watch, Rose Gold Black Dial. You get a lot of bang for your dollar. So absolutely, yes, it is a nice watch in that particular price range. You'd be hard pressed to find perpetual calendars from other brands in that type of price point. So absolutely, if this is a watch you like, definitely go for it. Let's see. Grand Seiko question.
I'm gonna let you take this one.
I'm gonna skip that one. So, a lot of you guys ask about Grand Seikos. A lot of you guys have sent in requests to sell Grand Seikos.
Where did this demand come from?
And we're very honest when it comes to certain watches. We don't know it all, and our knowledge comes from experience in the market. And neither myself nor Adrian have a whole lot of experience buying or selling Grand Seikos. So to give an opinion on something we don't have in stock regularly, don't sell regularly, and so on, it's very difficult. So that's not a question that we can actually answer. But I will see what the lineup is in 2021. I'll get geeky on the details. I'll do some reading about it and perhaps can discuss it in one of the later shows. Or maybe you should take that as a homework.
I'll pass.
You got that? No? Oh, that's for you. Patrick Lee, I want to trade out my 5712G. How much can I get for it? It's a full set watch I bought in 2019, January. Want to trade up for a 5711R. What do you figure that trade at?
5712G from 2019. It's a $60,000 watch. And I guess we got to get back to it in 5711.
I mean, what is the market on those?
Anywhere upwards of, I would say somewhere between 115 and 135 pending condition today.
Yeah, and I would probably suggest to go for a complete pre-owned 5711R rather than paying it.
Yeah.
You know, because that could be at least a 10% difference, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so Roman, great. This is Jay Ann. Roman, great show. I've been following ever since I found out about this channel. Thank you. I currently am building my collection out, and I'm saving for my first luxury watch. And right now, I'm building Frankenstein watches worth $5K plus. I try to source as many genuine parts as possible: dials, movements, hands. What are your thoughts on Frankenstein watches, and what watch do you recommend I buy for $10K that holds its value that isn't Rolex? Oh, I was going to say Rolex right away.
Frankenstein watches meaning
just watches that you put together. I mean, listen, you can go out in the world today, eBay and various other resources. You can buy movements, you can buy dials. The problem with those is that it's very difficult in terms of holding value or reselling those watches, because most people wouldn't want watches that are put together. The whole concept behind buying Swiss-made watches is that they're made really well by master watchmakers. I know plenty of guys that have put together Panerais. I know plenty of guys that have put together older Rolexes just utilizing parts. And look, at the end of the day, if this is something that works for you and you're passionate about, I mean, it sounds like a fun project. Frankenstein watch is not something we would ever touch, just due to the fact that this watch is put together, even though it might be genuine parts. Watch for $10K that holds its value that isn't Rolex.
Tough call.
Certain limited edition Omegas, I would certainly say you can.
It's a very general question. I mean, there's watches you can buy under $10K from off brands. If you buy it right, it'll always be that price. A lot of times I get asked people questions like, if I buy this watch, am I going to take a bath at it? I was like, well, to be honest with you, the bath has already been taken. If you're buying a watch for 25 cents on the dollar, it can't really go much down from there.
Exactly. If you're looking at it's also a question of timing of when you want to sell it. If you need to sell something immediately, that's when you usually take a loss. But let's say you go out there, you find yourself a decent deal on a pre-owned watch somewhere where, like you said, the hit was already taken up front, and then you go to resell it slowly. And by slowly, I mean, don't call up at first deal and say, I want to sell this, I need the money today, right? But put it out on the watch boards, some of the Facebook groups where other retail clients hang out to buy watches. Odds are you'll get your money out of it. But at the end of the day, there's no crystal ball, right? Anything can happen to the market, and a watch that you bought for $10,000 can go down to $2,000, it can go up to $12,000. You never know. So in reality, by buying pre-owned and ensuring that when you go to sell it, you're actually taking your time selling it, that's when you're going to prevent that hit.
We're consigning it to guys like us because we'll take it and we'll properly market it to our clients, and that's definitely a big plus.
Well, that's actually a good idea, and speaking with a lot of clients that want to sell off their collections or one watch, I always try to give them a couple of prices. Well, here's my buy price, here's the wholesale price, and here's what a potential retail price is. And what the wholesale and buy price tell you is that, look, the buy price is what I write a check for today. The wholesale price is what I would sell it to a dealer for, which is a price that you can expect to consign that watch at, therefore not taking as big of a hit. You're going to take a hit regardless, and the reason for that is because we're in this to make money. This is not a charitable organization, right? We have bills to pay, and it is what it is. You have to take that into consideration all the time. Here's one for you from Watch Collector. What Rolex models do you think will be discontinued? And what do you think will be introduced? And somebody just paid us $25 for something. How does that even work? But I'll let you answer that question first.
Wow, I really, really don't know.
If you have to guess, I mean, nobody knows.
I couldn't even guess. I have no clue. They sporadically, randomly do things, and there's a lot of speculation out there. Although I do think for some reason they're going to discontinue the Explorer 2. That's like the speculation that I heard somewhere down the line.
Would you think? What about Platinum Daytona? That's another speculation that's out.
Or Green Dial Daytona. I really don't know.
Let's think logically. If I am Rolex,
yes.
Right now, I think the biggest or the most insane thing out there in terms of price growth would probably be the ceramic Daytona. No surprise, it's the number one selling watch in the world, right? White dial ceramic Daytonas are in upwards of $33,000 today.
Selling today.
Wouldn't you say that logically? And Rolex watches all this. Don't think that these guys are not paying attention to the gray market. They're paying attention very, very closely. Wouldn't you think that if once that watch gets to a point where it's at $40,000, which is already becoming pretty ridiculous, wouldn't you say that would be a good time for Rolex to discontinue that and make a new one?
Don't think so.
No?
I think it's working phenomenally for them.
Yachtmaster 2 white gold. That one that could be discontinued.
That's one that should be discontinued.
Should be discontinued. Yes, you're probably right. So
I would say kind of just clean up and revamp the Yachtmaster 2 line overall, because that's kind of more or less like a slow two-tone, like the two-tone yellow gold.
I actually like the two-tone Yachtmaster 2.
I really don't. I think it's an ugly.
I think the yellow one is the best one.
Yeah.
Steel is nice.
Yeah.
I would like to see. I mean, they kind of tried to revamp the original Yachtmaster, were coming out with all the oyster flexes, the white gold, the rose gold, and all those things, which I'm not really a fan
I'm
of.
a fan of the rose gold one. The white gold's.
And if I had to pick, I'd probably go with the white gold, to be honest with you. But again, I was never a fan. I mean, it's like they changed it, but it didn't change it. It's the same look, just different materials. You know what I mean? I just feel like you're probably right, like a whole new Yachtmaster 3.
If I had to guess, I think when they come out in a couple months, I have a feeling that they're going to do a ceramic bezel gold Daytona. Not like an oyster, like on the oyster flex, but I think they're going to make it on a bracelet, and I think it's going to kill.
Bring back meteor dial on the Daytonas, or put meteor dials into something else. I would love to.
Oh, did you see that thing that's floating around the internet, by the way?
Which one?
It was. I got maybe 50 messages. Do you think this is true? So it's like an angled. It's a picture where you don't see the dial, but there's a tag, and it says. 126,500.
Oh, somebody sent that to me.
126,500.
Ivan from Taipei sent that to me.
126,500 LB. I'm like, what is this? And then there's a screenshot of like it looks like a Daytona bezel, but it's in blue, and the dial is gray.
Oh, you're saying?
Yeah, this.
Hold on. And they're saying 13.7 euros. So that would be a Daytona.
Yeah. Well, I think that's
so a blue bezel,
but 41 millimeters.
Yeah, blue bezel Daytona,
with a gray.
And looks like a gray dial. And the guy says, "Do you think it's real?" I said, "I don't know."
Hard to see.
Want to show it to the camera?
I can show that to the camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. Here. So this is the image that I was sent.
This is 13,000 euros. Like if this came out on the market today, I bet you we can easily sell it for 50,000.
Right cool. A blue bezel Daytona.
That's pretty cool. LB's blue. So.
All right, let's see. Who else do we have? Oh yeah, it would be an LB, and it actually says LB.
It says LB 126,500 LB.
Did you order a special edition luxury bazaar Daytona from?
And 126 signifies 41 millimeters.
What paddock model? And this is from David Arevalo? Sorry, I don't have my glasses, and they zoomed this in for me a little bit. But what paddock model is overlooked that needs some attention?
Paddock model overlooked that needs some attention. So I'll just preface this by saying that first off, I think aquanauts in general that don't have any complications are way overpriced and overhyped. But I love 5905s. Yeah. So annual calendar chronos,
rose gold black dial, end of discussion.
Chocolate dial,
whatever. Chocolate dial.
Insane watch.
End of discussion.
Insane watch. Annual calendar, chronograph, and rose gold that trades for basically the same price as a 5167, which is ridiculous.
Insane.
You know what I mean?
What do you think of the 5205 white gold black dial?
A 5205 rose gold black dial is actually.
I like the white gold. That it's got that blue? Combo. No, it's got that combo grayish black dials. The 5205.
5205.
Yes.
Well, they have 5205 gray. They have 5205G black, and then they have the 5205 with the blue.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Phenomenal watches. So the 52. Actually, let's just go like it's 5205s, which is just an annual calendar mood phase, and the 5905, which is an annual calendar chrono. Most slept-on paddocks on the market, I think.
I also like to go back, and I always do this, and I would go back to some of the older stuff. The deals to be had on older annual calendars out there, the 5056, the 5036, the 5035, the 5146, which is still made. There's just so many deals out there on those watches where you're picking up annual calendars for 30,000 and under that I think they're being slept on big time.
They're being slept on, but I think that they're a little too small. 36, 37 millimeters.
But that's paddock. I mean, you don't have big paddocks out there.
It's just not in today.
The 5711, I think, is being slept on as well. Or not. Oh, look, next question. Alex Reyes writes, well, he's got two questions here, and his second question is, how do you feel about the Paddock 5905? I didn't read that, so
really?
There you have it, Alex. Actually, it's actually Alexis, I'm sorry. And Alexis also asks, if you have to pick one, Daytona Platinum Baguette Dial or Daytona Yellow Gold Green Dial? I'll let you go
Platinum.
First. Platinum all day. All day platinum.
With the diamond dial?
Yeah.
You want to talk about a slept-on watch that could never sell back in the day?
And now, what are they trading at right now?
125, 130,000.
It's insane, and it was slept on big time.
Big time.
I tell you another thing. I pick a regular platinum Daytona without the platinum baguette.
With over green?
Just a regular platinum. I'll pick it over green anytime.
Yeah.
That brownish.
Well, it's different money,
bluish,
but still, I hear what you're saying.
Looks wise. We're talking looks wise. Forget the money.
How about I'll take a white gold blue Daytona over a yellow gold green?
Okay.
For my personal use.
Abdullah asks, can I source him a Casio? No.
I'll put you in contact with Nico from Pride and Pinion. He'll take care.
Nico, I hope you're watching this, bro. Let's see. Rollies Vintage. Hi, my friend. What do you think about the IWJG shows? Do you think that will still be good to go with all these restrictions of the pandemic? What do you think about the Patek 5960 steel black dial? Okay, so IWJG shows, these are the monthly shows that take place in the United States.
Took place.
Before, you guys remember, I did a vlog of one of the IWJGs. I don't remember which one it was. And I talked about, well, maybe it was New York. And I talked about the fact that these shows are a dying breed to begin with. Technology is killing these shows. People don't want to come out of the house. They can do whatever business they need to do. Because, again, this is a B2B show. So, how much business is done via WhatsApp? By the time me and agents finish the show, we're going to have 500 WhatsApps with watch offers and sales and things of that nature. But IWGG was kind of a dying breed to begin with, and then Corona was the nail in the coffin. I feel like
sure.
They're doing a show in April that
in Miami.
What we may do, normally when we go to IWGG, we set up 1, 2, 3. What is it? Humongous pipes in the middle.
Luxury Bazaar Island.
It's like a store, right?
Yeah.
Where if we do end up going in April just to show our face and just talk to people because we haven't seen so many people in so long, we're probably going to end up taking 2 showcases. I mean, you will just probably walk the show because it's just the money spent on these shows. An average IWG show costs us anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000, right? This is travel, setup, all the fees and stuff that are involved with the show. Malka shipping, armor shipping, which is extremely expensive. So it's hard. It's hard. So we're gonna try to slowly visit these shows. I think that we're gonna definitely scale down once everything opens up. Definitely do the Hong Kong shows because they're still great. Maybe do the show in Vegas. That's with the antique show and the watch show. But IWGG is gonna be tough. What do I think of the 5960 steel black dial? What do you think of that?
I prefer the white dial on it, but the black is cool. We've had a few here. Overall sleeper.
How about that's a Patek that's being slept on right now?
5960, yeah.
I think a Patek 5960
well, they no longer make it
in steel is being slept on big time, and I think in the future this is going to be that watch. Look, it's an annual calendar chronograph.
Yep.
It's a complicated watch. It's part of their Grand Complication collection, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Or not. Anyway.
Well, in Russian we say "napravda."
There it goes.
That's "napravda," which means what?
Which means to the truth. When you say something, you sneeze afterwards. That means you're telling the truth. So start sneezing.
I'm used to cheersing. I just picked up my couple of cheers.
This is not watches and whiskey.
I know. Well,
it's a Q&A Tuesday.
It's like muscle memory.
Here's a good one. Thoughts on the 15202 BC and a 15202 BA? That's on you. That's all you.
Love them.
Hold on a second. You're biased. Salmon dial. Let's start there on the BC, right? When this thing came into our office and Adrian paid 100, what the hell did you pay for it?
Paid a couple months ago 100, then 115, then 120, then 125.
And he brings this thing in. I'm like, how much did you pay? Don't worry, Roman. I got this. We had 2 at one time that were gone in a matter of 2 hours, right? At a good profit too. Nothing. He didn't just flip it for a small margin. We made our 10%. And I was a little skeptical. What was the original retail on it?
It is, I believe, somewhere in the 40s.
Okay, so 50s. The retail price is reasonable. The market price of them, I think, is unreasonable. What about the BA, the yellow?
I'm a huge fan of the 15202 BA with the champagne dial.
I'm guessing that's what he's referring to.
I think it's great because AP doesn't really they don't really have anything like that with the champagne dial. It's super unique, and as a matter of fact, I need one right now. So if anybody's watching this show wants to sell theirs,
we're not supposed to pitch anything on this.
But we have another YouTube fan and subscriber that really wants to buy one, and I can't find it anywhere. So if you happen to be watching this and you would like to sell, you get a lot of money for it.
So these pieces are basically unicorns. There's not many of them out there, and the market price is that what one is asking for one if you need one. Like you said, that BA you can't find anywhere. So if somebody calls you and says this is the price, you simply go to a client and say, look, this is what I'm being asked. Here's my 5% margin. I can just flip it over to you.
And it's unbelievable. They're all over the internet for sale, and I know they don't have them. Anyway.
Hey Roman, what watch are you wearing? I am wearing, you guys have seen this on Instagram, I am wearing a very, very rare oyster quartz. Yes, this is an oyster quartz, but what makes it rare is that this was made for royalty, and the dial makes it super unique. It's a honeycomb dial is what it's called, and it has a baguette bezel, all original with the watch. Yes, this is an oyster quartz that trades upwards of $150,000, believe it or not. I do have a picture here that we can zoom in on. I'll show you the original page from the catalog where they made 3 of these. And give me a second, I'll find it. I think I sent it to you too, no, Adrian? Let's see. Yeah, I'll find it. Here. Here. If you can guys zoom in on this. So this was part of this original called Crown Collection. You'll notice that the watch I'm wearing is on the bottom. They also made it in 2 other variations. This is the one that didn't come with a diamond bracelet. They felt like it would take away from the honeycomb dial, and the rest are just, I guess it's a matter of preference. Somebody wants a diamond dial, somebody wants a diamond bracelet. Baguette sapphires, baguette rubies. If I'm gonna say that the one I have is the most valuable out of the 3 because I own it, but no, all 3 of them are just as rare and just as valuable. But if I would be lucky enough, which I highly doubt, to be able to put together a collection of all 3 of them, I think the value goes up astronomically to where if a single watch would be, let's say, $150,000, all 3 of them would probably be $600,000, because there's just no way in the world you can put that collection together. I've never seen them together. In fact, I've only seen 2 out of those 3 in the picture live, so this being one of them. Now, what is this? Somebody paid $20 for something. Wow, thank you. By the way, whoever is paying for these top chats will donate that money because we don't.
Yeah, if you click on it, you can read the question.
Right, but I guess it takes the question to the top. Okay, so Timekeeper562, thank you for the donation. Just picked up the Rose Gold Daytona Oyster Flex chocolate. REK dial reference 116515LN. I did not know it was going for a premium. Keep it or sell it. It's my 26 Rolex. What is the max I can get for it? Look it up, please.
I mean,
what's the retail?
I believe $29.9 or something.
$29.9. What are they going for?
Just say I'm gonna buy. Can I give a buy price?
Go ahead, give a buy price.
I mean, assuming it's 2020 or 2021, I'll pay $37,000 for it.
So I'm not going to tell you whether you should sell it or not. But I did said it before multiple times. There's nothing wrong with taking profits on watches, because right now we're in the market where this is a seller's market, right? And just think back a few years back when you wanted to trade in a watch, a seller watch, you would actually take a loss 9 out of 10 times, where today is the opposite. So if this is a Rolex that you shouldn't, if this is a Rolex, your 26 Rolex that, listen, you're not going to get a whole lot of wear time out of it, then by all means take a profit, sell it, and move forward. All right, so now this thing blocked everything. Hold on, how do I get out of this? Do I click this again? All right, here we go. All right, now. Hi, Derek, here from Dublin. Derek Fox. What do you think of the brand Frederic Constant? Wonderful brand. Came out, I remember first seeing its face when things were hot before the 08 crisis. They were selling pretty well. Very well made watches, good name, good looking watches. If you like dressy watches, Frederic Constant gave you the option of going a little bit bigger on a dressy watch. Unfortunately, they suffered the fate of all the other brands where, when market went down after 08 and all these not so known brands weren't doing all that well, what did they start doing? Manufacturing and selling things at a high discount, i.e. closeouts, and that kind of killed them off. But they're slowly but surely coming back. I know a few dealers out there that took the line for their store because price point wise, they're inexpensive in comparison to some comparable watches in the market. Still well-made watches, and it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think they could make a comeback to where they become a watch that's not discounted 50-60%, but a watch that, with discounts similar to that of a Jaeger or an IWC. Are they truly making the blue 41mm Daytona? Well, we just discussed that. Barry just asked that. Again, we don't. Nobody knows, but based on that picture, I mean, it looks pretty legit, right? But it's tough to tell.
Some will say it's photoshopped.
Edward French, favorite vodka?
Favorite vodka? Beluga.
Beluga Platinum. It's the one that comes like with a little tiny. It comes with that. It comes sealed in that. What is that stuff they used to seal old letters with? Wax, right? Yeah. It comes sealed in wax. Yeah. They give you like a little hammer on the one side and a little brush on the other, so you like hammer off the wax and then you brush it off with the thing. Drinks super smooth, and no headaches, no hangovers.
I mean,
well, depends on how much you drink. Jeepers Man 11, with the wind down of COVID, do you think the watch market will cool off as well? We're looking at Rolex 10K plus 4, no date 114060 sub compared to years past. Your predictions?
no. Slowdown of COVID, I think, is only going to escalate things even further.
I guess you have to look at markets overall.
Markets overall.
Not gonna discuss financial markets. That's not what this show is about. But let's think of just simply logistics.
Yep.
All right. And when I say logistics, think of the world. Not just the watch business. Think of the world overall. There's shortages on everything. You had this humongous wheel rolling around the world, be it construction material, be it clothing, be it whatever it might be. You had this humongous international trade. You had all these containers going in and out, all the major ports in the world, and all of a sudden, boom, it stopped. Think about stopping airplanes for a day. Or for 3 days in America. 3 days, not one. 3 days. Can you imagine what kind of backlog that would create for travel? Now think about the millions and millions upon millions of containers that were taken, trips wherever they needed to go in order to deliver certain goods. There's a reason why cars are up. There's a reason why everything is up. There's a reason why cost of goods is up, because a lot of the times, majority of the cost of the goods is the logistics. Now let's look into the watch world, right? Production stopped. They didn't stop for 3 days. It stopped for months upon months upon months.
Yep.
Does that for me? No, that's not for me. So long story short, when the wheel stopped and it stopped dead, right? Companies closed, literally just shut down doors. It's not overnight. They're like, we're supposed to make 100,000 watches. We're now behind 100,000 watches. We're just going to make up for the next couple of months. These are not things that are mass produced on an assembly line.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while to catch up. And if you want to touch upon the financial markets right now, money is being printed. People are making money hand over fist. They want to park their money elsewhere. And the one thing that people tend to park their money elsewhere in, once they're done with their real estate investment, precious metal investment, Bitcoin, whatever it might be, stock market, everything else, once you spread out your wealth across all these different usual platforms that people invest money, they go to passion assets. Antiques, art, watches, cars, right? And this is where my feeling is, I predicted the fact that COVID is not going to kill the market. It only is going to help it, and I was right. And my prediction.
He was right. I was concerned.
I know you were concerned.
First,
Adrian was walking around a little pale for the first few days when this whole thing started. But you know what? At the end of the day,
I'm always pale.
I think I'm going to go with Adrian, and I'm going to say no. It's going to take quite some time. Ooh, that's a good one. McCarthy Productions writes, Adrian Roman, you gained the authority to pass any one law that all mechanical watch manufacturers must abide by, and it takes effect immediately. What would it be?
Wait.
Sell all your watches to luxury bazaar. No.
Wait, repeat the question.
You have to pass one law that all mechanical watch manufacturers must abide by, and it takes effect immediately. What would it be?
Well, I would like to rephrase the question if I could. If I could change.
No, you can't. This is not your question. No, go ahead.
If I could just rechange the laws of import per country, because I think that a lot of countries do a huge disservice by having these huge tax implications on importing products, such as Europe, such as the UK, all these.
That's not really mechanical.
Well, I know. That's why I said I wanted to change the question.
You want to know? What I would do?
I have no answer to what he said, so I figured.
I do.
For the watch business.
You know what I love about Adrian?
If it could be like,
you know what I love about Adrian is when he doesn't have an answer, he'll just change the question and give an answer. So mechanically, I guess I don't know if that's necessarily mechanically, but I would say warranty periods. I think that a client that goes out to buy a mechanical watch, right? A high-end watch, an expensive watch. And again, don't think I'm talking about $100,000 watches. A $5,000 watch, a $1,000, a $2,000 watch is still an expensive watch. It's all relative. I think that the warranty periods on these watches should be much longer mechanically, meaning that, look, if you drop your watch and hit it against the wall, I get it. But if your watch stops working within 5 years or 7 years, I see no reason why the manufacturer shouldn't stand behind the movement and fix it, right? I think that services should be a lot cheaper. this amount of money these companies charge for service, and you guys have emailed me about this all the time. Like, wait a minute, I just sent my thing in. I just had a full overhaul. It cost me $2,200 on a $5,000 Omega. Or,
That's
again, I'm just throwing that out as an example,
problem,
right?
yeah.
Where I feel like, hey, if you're gonna stand behind your product, look, companies like BMW and Mercedes, they have free service, right? You buy a $100,000 car, you go there, they don't charge you for service. They're keeping their own product going, right? And a car takes on a lot more wear and tear. What is a service of a watch?
Yeah, but those cars fall within the warranty period. I mean, certain mileage, like 50,000 mile warranty, $100,000 warranty watches.
Okay, so translate that into watches.
I mean,
why can't that be 10 years?
I don't know.
Or why can't they provide a free service within the let's say if the warranty is 3 years or 5 years, at the end of these 3-5 years, give a free service.
There's a lot of brands that are doing this extended warranty program. AP started to do it.
They're making money.
I think
they're making money. Omega is the best of this. They have the interim service. They have the in-between service. They have the quarter service. They have the this service. By the time you're done, you have a $7,000 watch, which you just put in $3,000 worth of service in, right? And it doesn't really add to value. You guys are calling us, I want to sell this watch just serviced by Omega, just serviced by Panerai, full service. I paid $1,200. Doesn't add to the value. Because what is that service really? You take the watch apart, you clean out the parts, you polish up the case, you put it back together, put it in the oil, put it on 2 machines, test it, and give it back to you and charge you $1,200. The same thing that a lot of the watchmakers that we use out there charge $250 for.
A lot of times parts need to be manufactured. Parts need to be ordered.
There's no. Here's the thing: is that it used to be my wife's late grandfather lived till an old age, passed away a few years ago, and he was a watchmaker back in old country in Russia. Me and him were talking, and he basically said, he's like, listen, there's no more watchmakers per se. There's part replacers. He's like, when somebody brought me a watch and something was broken, a wheel or something, I literally set down a little thing, made the little wheel, made the watch work, you know? Like,
no, it's
so now all they're doing is replacing parts.
No, some of the services that we use, a lot of the guys actually do manufacture the parts, little wheels, this and that.
Because they don't have a choice, because the manufacturer won't sell them that part.
Yeah.
And when that happens, we shy away from it, because what we don't want to happen is somebody later open up the watch saying, hey, this part is not original, even though all this is a wheel, right? But anyway, here's another $20, not question, but a suggestion from Alart Van Fulton. And he says, thank you for having a live Q&A. Need to try Blanton's Gold on your next watch and whiskey. Nick, are you here? Take note. Blanton's Gold. We'll definitely give that a shot. Let's see. What else do we have? Nice hoodie, Roman. Thank you, Geezer. Geezer.
What's up, Geezer?
Hi from Glasgow, Scotland, from Robert Dickinson. Hey, Robert, how are you?
A lot of international guys. That's awesome.
And TB Jets. What is a good? Which Rolex should I buy from a concessionaire dealer? Any Rolex that you like is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, pick a budget, and within that budget, buy what you like. There's no bad Rolex out there for say it's a matter of taste. I can tell you plenty of Rolexes I wouldn't buy. Doesn't make them bad. Let's see. Perry from Canada says hello. RG, привет from Russia. Do you think oyster quartz is going to catch some hype in the observable future? Well, I'm wearing an oyster quartz, and I think oyster quartzes are indeed something that's very underpriced in the market today. Will they ever catch on? It's very tough to say, because it's been quite a while. We're going back to the 70s, right? Early 80s. So if they haven't caught on yet in terms of collectability, well, again, a gold oyster quartz back in 1970, whatever, was probably $1,500, and today they're trading over $10,000. So yeah, they are trading at 10 times their original value. But is there a whole lot of guys out there chasing them? No. Pieces like this, yes, there were quite a few unique oyster quartzes made, and it becomes a question of numbers of production, how little were made, and that's when they become desirable. But they did make a lot of regular oyster quartz, both steel and gold. So I don't know if this is something that's going to take off in the future. Let's see. Tony Curtis Magic says, will Rolex release a new Daytona next month? Again, that's the speculation. That's that picture that we showed you. So
we don't know, people.
We don't know. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. If they do release that Daytona, do you think they discontinue the other ones?
Which other ones?
The other steel? Well, we don't really know what by that picture is going to be gold or steel.
I don't think they're doing any discontinuing.
Yeah, they're selling those things.
But they may discontinue certain dial variations. But again, a lot of the even yellow gold white.
Stefano de la Costa.
That's what he does.
A good YouTube fan of us, somebody that we do business
with. Here's a question for all you Q&A people. Roman, when will you stop interfering whenever Adrian puts two words together?
The answer is never. My ADD kicks in and I always interrupt him. But what Adrian used to do is to learn louder and talk over me.
I should just bring a cardboard cutout of myself and put it in the chair sometimes.
Our boy Stefano's on here saying, who do I have to shoot to or pay to get a hoodie? You can't pay anyone.
Did you not send Stefano a hoodie?
Huh?
Did you not send him a hoodie?
No, and you know what? He sent me a WhatsApp too. Let's see what he says on WhatsApp. Oh no, he's offering us a watch. Oh look, he just Stefano. Look at what Stefano sent us. Thank you, Stefano. Hey, look at this. Ready? So Stefano sent us this.
Where did you get that?
Yeah, where did you get that, Stefano? There's that.
No.
Ooh.
Let me see this.
Hold on. Look at the screen.
I can't.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Oh yes.
Oh.
Not so much.
Nah. No.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's Photoshop, but
That green one.
Let's ask Stefano. Where did you get these?
They're not gonna do this to the Daytona. They're not gonna do it.
I think it's gonna dilute the product.
They're not gonna do it.
You can't dilute.
They're not.
Maybe one more color, but that's it.
They're not gonna do it.
Michael Froyland, shout out to you. Dobry вечер from Finland, which means good evening. Roman and Adrian, what are your thoughts on the 25820 SD 39mm AP Perpetual white waffle dial pricing and where you see it going?
25 which one?
The 25820 SD. That's the 39mm Perpetual.
Oh, the older ones. Mm-hmm. It's going up. They just keep going. We got offered a blue one, and we barely knew what to pay because, like 3 years ago, that was a $30,000 watch.
I made an offer on that watch. Hold on. Actually, it was from a guy. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly what I offered. Let me see on my WhatsApp. So this was a blue dial that was offered to us. Hold on. Let me find it since we're talking about it.
They are catching and actually surpassing the 41 QPs.
Well, let's talk about the same watch, but the SP, which was a stainless steel with a platinum bezel.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, less than a year ago, we paid 68. I was just offered one for 100, and I offered 84.
Yeah, well, ours was naked with the butchered bezel and short, 13 links.
Yeah, it was pretty much missing a bracelet. It was so damn short. But even still, I offered 84 on one. Also, without
the blue one.
Not the blue one. This is the SP. On the blue one, I'm going to tell you exactly what I offered on the blue one. If I can find it, of course, between a million WhatsApps, I probably won. I think I offered 80 also for it, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll just give you my overall opinion on that watch. I think it's perfect, 39 millimeters, perfect size AP makes, like for me personally, and I think they are sleepers, and they are going up. Because I would probably imagine they didn't make nowhere near as many 39 that reference as they do.
Perpetual calendar is a complicated watch, and the price point from a retail perspective. This is a watch back in the day during normal times. I would order at a discount, upwards of 10 over cost.
Way over discount.
You know what I mean? Which 10 over cost is 39.5 off at the time, right? So, which is why I remember having an episode. I remember I talked about the skeleton Royal of Perpetuals, right? Yeah. I bought a yellow gold for $40,000, and I've sold them for $45, $48. So it's like people are starting to finally recognize the value behind a perpetual calendar. And I think that's fueled by some of the perpetual calendars on the market today, the newer ones, the ceramic ones. I'm pretty sure that's fueled by that, right? Yeah. People are starting to finally realize, wait a minute, there's a lot of value in a perpetual calendar. This is a very complicated watch. Me and him had an argument about what the Tourbillon versus the Perpetual, and you picked the Perpetual, where the Tourbillon is technically the more complicated thing. So, yes, all those older perpetual calendars right now, they have gone up tremendously, and I think they still have room to go up.
Yes, I think so too.
Here's a $9.99 question. You inspired me to start my own YouTube channel, The Aristocrat, and I just wanted to thank you for all that you do and have done for the watch community. Keep it up. Guys, give The Aristocrat some love. WRISTO-crat. That's actually a really cool name. I like that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, it's Rohan. I know who Rohan is. Yeah, so, because he did start his own channel. All right. Let's see. Why am I... Raymond Tang. Hi Roman, best way to get a sports.
I like the one right before.
Which one?
Right above that.
No, let's not.
That's pretty good.
Let's not. So Raymond Tang, Roman, best way to get a sports model Rolex from an AD. How can I convince them to get me a sub? You can't. You guys keep calling me talking about let's develop relationships.
Buy gold Yachtmaster 2s and some Pearl Masters, you'll get one.
Exactly. I mean, you just have to spend a lot of money with them. But what he said is actually true. But if you walk in there, usually a Rolex dealer is not just a Rolex dealer. It's a jewelry store. It's they sell other brands. If you walk into any Rolex dealer and say, "Listen, I want that $95,000 Pearl Master with a diamond baguette bezel, but you got to give me a Pepsi GMT," you'll get it.
Yes,
right.
You'll get it.
But I've always answered the same way. What's a Pepsi GMT going for today?
Well, let's say on the high side, new 20 grand. 20
grand, right? As a dealer, let's say I'm paying 18, right? 17 to 18, right? Let's say 18.
Yeah.
The watch retails for $92.50.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the math. Dealer cost on the watch is $92.50 times 0.63. 92.50 times 0.63. So dealer cost is $58,827 minus $92.50. If he sells you the watch, he's going to make $3,400. If he sells me the watch, he's going to make $13,000. What do you think he's going to do? You really have to have a big time relationship, and a lot of you guys spend time and efforts in trying to develop these relationships, but when push comes to shove, it's going to be a matter of timing. If at that very time that dealer needs a decent chunk of change, it doesn't matter what you've bought for him, he still may go out in the gray market and sell it to guys like us, because the margin is 5 times fold. You just can't step away from them, and I don't blame them.
Yep.
You know? So the answer is no. Ooh, you like this one. Rose gold day green dial thoughts.
Love it.
He's a man of few words today. You know, he talks. You know what it is there's no whiskey, guys. We should make this Q&A with whiskey. You know, because your tongue loosens up.
I mean, my thoughts on it. I think 40. I like the 40 millimeter day line better than the 41. The Day 2 line. I think 40 just wears great for a man or woman, and I just love. I'm a sucker for green dials. So green and salmon dial is my thing. So I
would go with the white gold olive dial.
Hard to say. I like them equally.
I feel like the green dial gets lost in the rose gold. The rose gold chocolate would be it for me.
You also wear glasses to read your phone, so you just can't.
Just because I increased my font by 400, my font here by 400% doesn't mean I'm blind.
But to answer your question, I absolutely love it. Also, watch couldn't sell for $30,000. My life depended on it. Now you can't buy it for $45,000. Crazy.
All right, so I guess we got to address the hoodies, right? So we ordered a test trial for these hoodies in the office. We only got, like, I think 10 of them. I gave a few of them away. We gave one away to the most funny and wittiest comment on YouTube, on the YouTube videos. We're not asking you guys to subscribe or share and do all those things that, you know, people do when they give something away. We really just order them for those that, for our followers that are usually the wittiest with their questions, that are funny with their questions. The last hoodie we gave away to a guy that made the funniest comment about Adrian. So it's not about we're not going to sell them. My marketing department is actually reordering some more of these. We're going to order them in different sizes because we only ordered them in one size. My daughter's been killing me about it. I'm like, this is going to be addressed on you. She's like, I don't care, just bring me one, right? So we ordered some smaller sizes. We ordered them in white, and we're also working on some catchy quotes that I've said, and we actually want to find a quote from Adrian to put in the sweatshirt. I'm
going to do something with hats. I'm going to get a hat that says Grailable.
You're going to get a hat?
Hat.
Yeah, well, I'm not a hat person.
I'm a hat guy.
Where we at, guys, time-wise? 45 minutes. All right, let's take a few more. Tariq Shandari, and Tariq has been following me for a while. I remember his name very vividly. How do you think Zenith Chronomaster will hold its value? It'll hold its value like any other Zenith. So if you're going to go out there and buy a Zenith today...
At retail, be prepared to take a bath.
If you're going to buy it at retail, you're going to take a bath. Try to get it at a discount. Try to get it pre-owned to take that hit up front. And even still after that, expect a 10 to 20% loss, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
When are you meeting Timepiece Gentlemen? Should I talk about this? Ian?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah.
So Friday. Thursday, he's going to be here. We're going to tape some videos.
On my birthday.
That's right. And then we're going live with him on this Friday. So we're going to do 2 live shows this week. So this Friday, we're going to do a live show with the Timepiece Gentleman. Let's see. Patek 3919J. Why am I drawing a blank?
No idea what that is.
It is not the most expensive. It's an old Calatrava. Hold on. I know what this is. Is that the one with the beaded bezel? Sorry, guys. We don't remember all of these off the top of our head. 3919J Patek. I believe I was correct. That is the plain Calatrava with the beaded bezel. I actually always, it's a plain Calatrava that has that beaded bezel. So I guess I did picture the right watch. But for somebody that
I think it's ugly. You want me to lie?
Okay, he's a little more rock and roll, I guess. Personally, it depends. Every watch has a purpose, and everybody has their own taste. He may think the watch is ugly. I may think the watch is nothing special. But I will tell you this, that's a watch that gets a point across without speaking loudly, without any kind of show-off factor. If you're a person that doesn't want to show off, if you're a person that wants a good quality watch that tells time from, the Bentley of all watches, or the Rolls Royce, whatever you want to call it, right?
Better not call it a Bentley of all watches.
The Pagani, what's the other cars?
Rolls Royce is fair, just Patek holds better value, but you can say Rolls Royce is fine.
Look, it's a watch that doesn't break the bank. It's a watch that's small. It wears very, very comfortably. You barely feel it on your wrist, and it's a Patek Philippe, and there's really nothing more you can say. If this is a watch that you like, I wouldn't call it exactly stylish, right? It's very plain Jane, as I like to call it, but it gets the point across. And that was from Sasha Zivkovic.
What point?
Faisal Hakim asked, do you guys think vintage watch collecting will hit the mainstream customers anytime soon?
Already has.
It has. It always has. The vintage market is huge.
It's such a fun market, I gotta say. I'm dipping my toes in it, trying to learn as much as I can about it. It's so much more of a fun market.
Like if I brought this watch to Adrian,
I love it.
He would look at it and be like you would, well, forget that you would know or not know what to pay. You'd probably lowball the crap out of this watch. Knowledge is king in the vintage world.
Man.
Knowledge is king. But I will tell you this, that the vintage world tends to be
very careful.
Dirty. Would that be the right word?
Yeah.
Because it's not of the integrity of a particular dealer. It's a question of their thresholds, right? Some dealers may find it okay to sell you a old vintage watch with some replaced parts, with some service parts versus original parts, and yet charge you the same price as if the watch was all original. With vintage stuff, buy the dealer, don't buy the watch, because a lot of dirty tricks can be done with a watch that's 60, 70 years old. There's Rolexes out there that if you send them to Rolex won't give you that type of information on that watch because they don't have the kind of archives some of the other companies do, right? Like Patek has ridiculous archives. Rolex, not so much. So there have been plenty of controversial Rolexes out there that sold for hundreds of thousands where Rolex couldn't really verify anything because they didn't have any records. And there are experts outside of Rolex that are better than that of Rolex that I know. So, again, be very careful, but it's been mainstream forever. Vintage watches have always been.
That's a good idea for a hoodie. Buy the dealer. Don't buy the watch.
Don't buy the watch, buy the dealer?
Buy the dealer.
Would you wear that?
Yeah,
in green?
Yeah. Or salmon. Salmon hoodie, buy the dealer.
Like B-U-I or buy?
Buy. B-U-I.
Buy the. It's like a play on words. Buy the dealer.
Buy the dealer.
Let me guys. You let me know what you think of that.
Salmon hoodie, buy the dealer, and then and actually buy the dealer, and then in the back have an explanation. That's how we should do it.
Ibrahim Dosa says, hi guys, love you and what you do. Thank you. Here's a question that I get from you guys all the time, and my answer is always the same. It's squeezy.
Is it?
With an underscore. It's squeezy. What watch would you buy for around $7,500 to $10,000? This is not a question that a watch dealer can answer unbiasedly.
So hard.
Because if you ask a dealer that question, they're going to want to sell you what they have in that price range. Never ask a dealer that question because you're setting yourself up to buy something that you may not really want.
Yeah.
The idea behind buying watches at a budget is, again, buy something you like within the price you can afford, which in this case, $7,500 to $10,000. The one thing I do closest to that, and I've trained all my salespeople to do the same, is say, hey, how about looking at our website and never mind pricing. Send me 5-10 watches that you like within that price range. Some can be more, some can be less.
Look, the complication, the
exactly.
brand.
At that point, we can at least know, hey, we kind of get an idea of what this guy likes, and then we can make a suggestion. What's a better watch over another, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
But no dealer out there, unless all they're blatantly trying to do is sell you a watch at your budget, is going to tell you, oh, this is the watch you should buy. It's personal preference. All right. Hi, Roman. Can you tell us more about Luxury Bazaar branded jewelry quality and how it compares with branded jewelries? Where is it sourced from, etc.? It is manufactured in some of the same places that the branded goods are manufactured. Some of the stuff is manufactured in Italy. Majority of non-branded jewelry is manufactured in Asia, Thailand, Hong Kong. That's really your two main hubs, right? Again, if you go to any other jewelry store out on the street, be it K Jewelers or what are some of the other big ones around you guys, I don't know. But you're going to end up...
You went to Jared?
Yeah, he went to Jared. You're going to get that jewelry is going to be manufactured in the same exact facilities where we can get it manufactured as well, except the amount of money that Jared and every kiss begins with K. I remember that one. Yeah. That they spend on what do you call it? It goes into the markup. You'd be shocked to see that you're getting the same thing at a quarter of the cost. Not to try to promote my jewelry.
Our goods are better. Our goods are better.
I mean, a lot of the stuff is the same factory.
Better. Cheaper.
Adrian, please stop playing with your cup and rubber band. Says Jörg.
How come?
I don't know. I guess you're fidgeting. I don't know.
ADD.
Oh. Julian Morley.
Was that a question?
If money was no object, what would you get as one watch for life, for beach, work, and going out, etc.? One watch for beach.
One watch for beach?
For life.
For life?
I know what you're going to say.
Wait, one watch to wear on the beach for life?
Julian's saying, if money was no object, what would you get as one watch for life, for the beach, for work, and going out?
Beach? Mm-hmm. White Bubba Watson?
I didn't know you were going to say that. Work.
Did you?
White Bubba No.
Work? Oh. No. Good one. Some stainless steel that I could beat.
I mean, considering the dress code in our office, I mean...
Yeah.
But again, this is a watch you're going to be banging against the table. This is, you know...
Well, okay, and for life?
Yeah, and then for going out.
Damn. That's a good question. That's a good question.
I'll tell you like this.
Going out where? For
beach, I'm going to go with Baba Watson. I'm going to go with a Richard Mille.
Like a white.
Yeah. You know, it would definitely be something white. I would probably go with a white concept, but the watch is too big on me, so I wouldn't be able to swing wearing it. It would just look a little awkward. But a Baba Watson would be that perfect size to take on the beach in a white color, so predominantly white color. For work, I'm going to think in terms of the meetings that take place, the people that I get to meet on a regular basis. So with me, it'd probably be something, believe it or not sporty but dressy, some sort of a complication from Paddock, like a 5270, right?
Let's be realistic. You don't wear that to work. You don't. That's not your vibe.
Again, this is for life now.
Oh, for life.
Yes, remember, this is the one watch you're going to wear to work, and all the meetings you take, and all the clients that you meet. So, you know, an orange offshore is just not going to do it.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one.
And then
some
for going out, it's got to be something blingy. I mean, it's got to be something. You know what I would get for going out? The Platinum Daytona TBR, but get bezel diamond dial.
For going out?
Yeah, not the rainbow.
I'm gonna go with rainbow.
I know you're gonna white gold or rose.
Rose gold.
Yeah, if I was to do rainbow, I'd probably do white gold. And you can think about what you're gonna wear to work on a daily.
Platinum Daytona.
I have another $9.99 question. Hold on. Oleg, fine. Who's that? Is that Oleg? Which Oleg? No, that's different Oleg. Hi, Roman and Adrian, love your show. If you get two-tone GMT ruby at retail, would you replace DSSD Deep Sea Sea Dweller I currently have with it, or no?
No. Two-tone over a James Cameron? Absolutely.
I love that. I love that root beer though.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying.
No, he's saying would you replace the
at retail? Would you replace?
Would you replace the Deep Sea Dweller?
I would.
James? Yes, I would.
I would.
That's just such a pretty watch. I mean, I think that watch is going to take two-tone back to or up to where it's supposed to be. It was always
that
two-tone was always hated on, and I think that you definitely do, because I think the two-tone root beer, probably the best looking two-tone watch on the market.
Again, that is the only two-tone watch on the market that I prefer over his gold counterpart. There's a single other two-tone watch that I can say that about.
Sandy with a $25 question says, hi Roman and Adrian, I love movements. Since I still don't have a Paddock budget, who in your opinion best movement maker finisher for up to $10K?
Jaeger.
Wow, Is there an echo in the room? I was really about to say Jaeger. Jaeger is one. Glashute Original is another. Again, same village as Langay. And IWC, I would put IWC there as well. Yeah, so definitely look at those. Tim Blackford writes, Roman, do you reckon the Rolex Submariner 126613LB Bluesy and other two-tone Rolex watches will get hotter or stay as they are nowadays? Thanks in anticipation for your reply. I'm going to address that to Adrian.
Stay and go down. Like, basically what I'm saying is over time that watch is not really going anywhere. It's not going down too far. It's not really going up. It's only up right now just because of the rest
overall
of the Rolex market. But no.
Luis Garza writes, if you would buy a watch for your son when he's born, what watch would you buy? A Rolex Sub 2-Tone Blue or an AP Royal Oak Elephant? I guess the offshore. Considering giving it to him in 18 years. Salute from Mexico. Luis,
Elephant. I love that elephant.
I would say neither. And I'll tell you why.
I just had this conversation with my daughter, about my daughter. I know
it's the dumbest thing you can do. If you're going to spend $15,000-$20,000 on a watch to give to your son in 18 years, take that $15,000-$20,000 and put it into a blue chip stock, right? Or put it into a mutual fund. And in 18 years, that money will grow so much that not only are you going to be able to buy him a new watch, which he will then like because in 18 years trends will change, but you'll be able to buy him a car and probably pay for his college. Because 20 grand over 18 years, I don't care what you invested into. I don't have one of those fancy calculators. But why? Why do that?
Not only is Roman Sharf a watch dealer and YouTube celebrity, he's also a financial advisor.
Thank you. Although I'm not. I use a financial advisor. Shout out to Bob.
If you have the money, just buy the watch.
Yeah. No. Buying a watch and putting it away for 18 is insane. It's insane. I'm sorry. It's just not smart. You can always buy your son a watch at the age of 18. I'm getting ready. But never mind. I'm not going to let that cat out of the bag. Shout out to Watch Society. Keep it up, guys. Love the show. Let's see.
Why are you so cool, Roman?
Why am I so cool? I don't know, man.
Said who?
You know, when people call me, and ask me, hey, how are you? My number one response has always been, I'm just chilling, being cool like I am. I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's that saying you always say? It's not my good looks and personality. It's my what?
No, once you get past my good looks, my shiny personality, my sense of humor, my unbelievable haircut, it's really my modesty that stands out.
Oh, you threw the haircut in there, right?
Wait, Adrian asked me a question. I'm going to put this out there, bro. I'm sorry. Adrian is thinking about going and shaving that all off.
After the wedding.
What do you guys think? After the wedding, he thinks about just taking it all off. All right, you guys comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I don't think you should. I think he's got plenty of hair to deal with. I don't think you should cut your hair off. And besides, the camera will start reflecting in the studio. It's going to be a mess.
Always wear a hat.
Ibrahim Dosa asks, favorite AP under 25K?
Favorite AP under 25K? I am going to have to go with...
You know how people, they slow down and repeat the question when they're still thinking about what to answer? Yes. It's a good technique to sort of catch time. And when somebody talks
I was going to probably say 15,300.
But I don't think.
But you can't even get over the 25. Some type of offshore. Which offshore would that be?
Okay, I'm gonna start. Maybe give you a hint. I'm gonna go with the Montoya. You can still pick up a Montoya around $25,000 today, and that's been one of my favorite watches for a long time. So I Juan Pablo Montoya in titanium. Look for older limited editions that are still trading in around that price range. How about Carbon Alinghi under $20,000? It's lightweight. It looks cool.
Actually, going back to our friend from Mexico, Elephant.
Yeah,
I really like the Elephant.
Yeah.
Really like it. Clean.
Yeah, I agree. The other ones, the Vampire, it's not right.
I mean,
Havana.
It's just whatever dial color you prefer. But a 26470 offshore, let's say, one of those pre-owned.
Stefano Della Costa writes, what do you call a reptile wearing a hoodie and holding a knife?
Roman Sharf in his office.
No. What is it? No, Stefano, you got me on that one, bro. I don't know. Let's see. I guess I should send him a WhatsApp and ask him what he's talking about. Now, you got me, I have no idea. What do you call a reptile wearing a hoodie and holding a knife? Anyone in the studio?
Can't think.
Ian, Chelsea, Nick, Alex, anyone? No?
Did I message you back?
Nah, Stefano, when you hear this, because I know this is a bit of a delay, go ahead and send me a WhatsApp with the answer, because I have no idea.
What's up, Watch fam?
Justin EDC writes, "What's up, Watch fam? I'm driving, so I'll just be listening till I get home." And we have a $5 question from Joe Chen. "Hi, Roman and Adrian. Do you guys take in interns on the sales team? Currently, I'm an undergrad, but I have flipped a few watches and heavily interested. I don't know where you are geographically, but shoot me an email, Roman Sharf at luxurybazaar.com or Adrian at luxurybazaar.com. Let's see. Luis Hernandez writes, "Love your channel, thank you. And what you represent in the watch industry. What are your thoughts on the GMT Gold with?" And that it cut off. So GMT Gold with.
I'm probably gonna answer that question finish off the question for him. I have the feeling he's gonna say the GMT Gold with the green dial, because that is like going like this right now.
Really?
Yep.
So what are your thoughts, then?
I love it. Sleeper.
Okay. Okay.
It's that whole John.
Well, here's a good one. They're talking about.
Never gets old.
Did I interrupt them again? I didn't.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Not really. Okay, so why they're going up, you think?
It's that whole John Mayer craze. That video that he did, I believe, was with Hood Dinky when he started talking about the anniversary green Daytona.
I mean,
and everything just started going up, and this green dial is following suit. I think that's the next thing to start skyrocketing.
We just had one. You wanted to keep it, right?
What?
We just had one recently. You
I
actually wanted to
freaking keep it. I'm so pissed. I didn't.
What?
Freaking kept it.
Freaking kept it?
Yeah.
Kept it. kept. Thanks, Ian. I appreciate that. You were born here. Like, I'm the immigrant. What's wrong with you?
I have a newborn baby at home. Is lack of sleep.
Yeah, he does look a little rough. We actually, hold on a second. The last video we did, we announced the baby. That video is not live yet. So, congratulations to Adrian. Adrian is a father for the first time. And beautiful baby girl, and that's why he looks a little pale and not enough sleep. It's been a rough week, I would say. How about this? Sean Parker's talking about the robbery in L.A. That was like a $500,000 Richard Mille.
That was 1103
Rose Gold. Will it be like London and Amsterdam? Will it cause a drop in prices and popularity?
It's not going to cause a drop in prices or popularity.
Robberies happen all the time. You know, some are more brazen than others.
I will say this, that criminals, because of social media, because of access to information, they know what's what, right?
They know the pricing.
Used to be like Rolex is a family, is a name that everybody knows. Richard Mille is getting there. They know, like, you just go online.
Oh, Richard Mille, everybody knows about Richard Mille.
You hear rappers rapping about it. These are $250,000 and up watches that if somebody sees you have it,
you have all these articles. This Richard Mille sells for $1 million and blah, 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 blah.
So. Just like it happened in Europe, it's starting to come here. People know, so.
But, it's more of a question of, how well crime is handled within the United States. How big of a country we are in terms of crime.
It's not big. It's not a big enough problem to affect the market.
No, it's not.
And God forbid it ever does.
You're right. Luis actually rewrote that question and he finished it off saying with green anniversary.
There you go.
Look at that, Adrian. Psychic.
I'm pissed that I didn't keep the one that I had 6 months ago. I sold it off. I'm really pissed that I did that.
Let's see. Where are we at on time?
We're at an hour.
We are at an hour, so let's do a couple more, and we're going to wrap this up. Let's see. That's big one.
Will the Daytona bubble pop? It's not a bubble, and no, it will not.
Guys, this is from Leo C. Will the Daytona bubble pop? What he just said is, again, we don't like to make predictions. I never say nobody has a glass ball. But look historically. Somebody out there, please tell me, when was the last time Daytona traded under its list value? I can't remember it in my lifetime. I can go all the way back to the Zenith models, the previous model, all the way back to the Zenith models, and when they retailed for $6,000 or $5,800, and even then they were still trading over. So
always around retail value. I mean, maybe 7-8 years ago, I remember I was picking up 116520s at 10.5, 11,000, which was under retail at the time. So, but no, I don't think that'll ever happen again.
Hey, Roman Sharf, I've never heard you speak about the ruby bezel padded Nautilus. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, we actually did when Watchanish was on the show.
Yeah, he had it on his wrist.
5723 on his wrist.
I mean, all the I'm a sucker for precious stone encrusted watches, right?
Love anything with emeralds. I do.
Emeralds I love, rubies I love, sapphires I love. So what my favorite one would be, I would have to go with the Platinum 5711 with a sapphire blue bezel.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a 5271P with the green emerald.
But we're talking
bezel.
about Nautiluses.
I'm just saying out loud.
Oh yeah, that I like that with rubies. I like it with diamonds. I love that watch.
The emeralds is crazy.
So. In terms of value, in terms of collectability, it's sort of a catch-22 because not a lot of guys out there would wear a watch that's encrusted with diamonds or other precious stones, whatever it might be.
Diamonds before gems.
But at the same token,
it would.
But at the same token, you have to consider the fact of how much less they make of those, and that would explain market pricing. The watch that Watchanish was wearing, the 5711 Rose chocolate dial with ruby bezel. What is the market price on those now?
Yeah, it's 300-something thousand probably.
Up to 400,000, right? So and it's not because it's that good looking or it's just that awesome, because most people won't like it because they think it's a little gaudy. It's just rare. They don't make many of them. Let's see. We'll take one more here. Stefano with his reptile club. Here's a $5 question from Super Steel 75. We just got paid $5 in Australian money, I think, because it says
US?
$8.
It's about $3.48.
By the way, Australia has the prettiest money in the world, and it's indestructible. You cannot rip an Australian bill. Remember we were in Hong Kong?
Is that euros? Too?
No, euros you can rip. Australian money, it's like this resiny, plasticky thing.
Hong Kong dollars you can't rip either.
What? The $10 Hong Kong bills are like that, but it's like this resiny, plasticky thing. It's like you can cut it, but it's very hard to rip them, and they're just very pretty. And let's see, just to go back to your question. Why can't I bring it up? There it goes. I'm in Australia. Why do I see less and less pre-ceramic two-tone Rolex Submariner for sale? I don't think I see any. We've bought 3 in the last 2 weeks. One came in yesterday.
He said, I think he means in Australia.
Well, I wouldn't be able to say.
No idea.
Maybe the kangaroos got him, but I don't know.
We've been getting a lot more and more clients from Australia that we've been doing business with.
Yeah,
I think there's a legitimate shortage there of watches or connections. I've caught a few.
Well, if you consider that what's been going on with COVID and Australia has been isolated, pretty isolated to begin with.
No, we've earned some pretty good clients. But the
pre-ceramic two-tone Rolex Submariners, I can't see that I see less of them for sale. Listen, there's a lot of guys out there that are recognizing early on that certain things are worth holding on to. Pre-Rolexes, excuse me. They have a color change. Like a lot of them turn purple, and that increases the value of that watch tremendously. And so a lot of guys are actually holding on to them. But in the last 2 weeks, we've received 3 so far. So we had one with the gold through the buckle, one without the gold through the buckle, and one the bracelet was like, we're gonna have to fix that. There's another $9.99 questions from Oleg talking about retail price. Would you go with 15500 blue or the 15202? I currently have 15400 ST and the Deep Sea James Cameron and root beer. So root beer over Deep Sea. We just answered this guy's question. I'm gonna go with a 15202 all day over 15500. 15500. To me, that 38 millimeter size is a bit awkward.
It's 5541.
No.
Yes.
It is 41?
Yes. He's talking about a 41 versus a 39.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I'm still going with 15202.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Guys, I think that's it for us for today. I think that next time maybe we'll do a little bit of whiskey.
In the coffee?
In the coffee or just whiskey. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know if you like this live format. What's been happening, I'll be honest with you, is that I get overwhelmed with a lot of emails for questions, and there's only so much time I can dedicate in an episode that I pre-record, and I usually end up answering 3, 5, maybe 6 questions. Where in a live session such as this, not only am I able to answer more questions, but I'm also able to bring in Adrian and hopefully others sometime soon to get a couple of different perspectives on questions. So let us know if you do like this format. I'll be dead honest with you, it makes my life and certainly Ian's and Chelsea's life a lot easier because I don't have to edit anything. I just sit down, they stay behind the camera, and we shoot, right?
Yeah.
But let us know if you do like this live format. We'll continue doing it if this is what you guys want. And we made $85.31. So thank you for all you guys that have
so
donated, and we will pass that money on. I'll collect this money up, and I'll see like at the end of maybe the year how much is added, and we'll make a bulk donation to maybe a charity of your guys' choice. So that would be cool. In either case, guys, that's it.
That's it.
See you guys next Tuesday.
Oh, you shouldn't have said see you next Tuesday.